whoa! Calm down there. Straight on Zodiac.
The Zodiac. Crazy.
MINSU's getting canceled. First podcast episode.
Nah, bro. I just allured. I banished my shifter.
And you passed.
No,
Thank God.
I have Gold Star. Clancy. Normal summon follows.
Oh, wait, this is not.
That's not post side.
I didn't say I was side decking Lancia.
Oh, whoa.
You ain't side deck and Lancia? It's got like, I think it's like a
Yeah, it's in my
9,
main deck.
it's like a 97% side card right now.
What's
Yeah.
Lancia.
2% main deck, and it's in my main deck.
Gosh,
God dang.
that's awful.
Imagine you're the Malice player going into round 1. Play against Logan, count round 1.
I'd quit the game.
Draw phase
I ain't
Lancia.
gonna quit. I would
Draw phase
stop
anything?
playing.
Lancia? Pass.
All normal summon Sage. Effect. You're looking a fool.
Dear Lord.
Turns off Drill Beam.
Yep, it does.
I don't know why I'm Drill Beaming turn 1.
There's no reason.
Imperm.
Could be.
Magnum
Impulse.
Magnum
I'd do that to that.
Yeah. I'll the 100% do it and reset it.
Gosh.
Mag target blue eyes. Sure, buddy. Special summon mag effect. Chain drill beam. Target. Banish.
Chain
Reset.
Drill Beam.
Yep. Reset drill beam. Make seals pass.
All right, we're going to start.
Welcome to Get Good.
Welcome. We're back.
We're here with... What ranking do you think he is? I was going to say our favorite Asian, but I don't know if that's true.
Whoa. Favorite.
We got a couple.
He's not Asian. He's Korean.
That's my bad.
My bad.
I wouldn't want to insult him like that.
It's okay. You know,
It's
It's
an inside
Minsu.
joke.
places.
But you're not Asian, you're Korean.
Yeah. I was born in.
Alliance
America,
Insight's
South
right around the
Korea.
corner.
It is, man. 2 weeks. The sneak peeks this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all be watching this and getting excited to go to your
Yeah.
sneak peek.
If you're playing the deck I'm playing, you're going to be looking for a lot of super rares and one secret rare.
One secret rare.
Star.
If you're playing the deck I'm playing, you're going to be looking for the card that everybody else is looking for.
Yep.
And another card that everyone else is looking for. Oh, yeah, and don't forget the other card that everyone else is looking for. So it's going to be a good time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Probably gonna buy boxes. Probably not gonna.
We don't do
Probably-
that here.
No.
Probably gonna try to gamble one box and then see if I pull anything good.
Every card that I need will be a cumulative like $20.
Same.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't think that's true.
Plus a 0 at the end.
I mean, if
That's
I can
still
get it for
pretty cheap.
$20, I'm getting it for $20.
How much do you think Star Rise was going to be? I mean,
Pre-order was
$11, like
$9.
exactly.
So,
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a one-off.
everything I need is going to be $20. It's going to be great. Best sneak peek in a year. It's going to be awesome.
Talk about Mitsurugi players.
yeah.
Their whole core is gonna be commons and supers.
Yeah.
It's gonna be lit.
Awesome.
all right. If you guys want to make money, I'm leaking the goo
Oh.
right now.
Oh.
White Forest Field Spell.
Oh.
Just get you a set. Trust.
How much are they
Trusted
now?
me. I think pre-orders were like $15, $12, $15.
Okay.
Not bad.
Pretty hard to lose money on that. Guarantee you that card will be like a $20 card.
So you'll make...
When?
100%.
After the event?
Whenever. I mean, the
You
card's
say
just gonna-
$20 card?
Wait, it went
So
from
you'd
15
make
to
$5.
$5.
You said pre-orders for $15.
That's a game, bro.
Well, I mean, usually cards go down below pre-order, so you can probably get it for like $10.
That's true.
Okay.
It is an ultra, so you can probably just scam some
So if you
kids.
want to make $30, listen to Logan Kite.
Or buy more, but that's your response. That's your call.
Yeah.
At your
And
discretion.
if it goes down, sucks to suck.
He's not a financial advisor.
Yeah,
I am.
yeah.
At
Oh.
night.
Do it like every other market.
Too bad it's
March
like-
people do. I am not your
3
financial
o'clock.
advisor.
Yeah, it's
But
3 o'clock. Let us know what you guys are looking for in Alliance Insight. I'm looking for Missouri cards. I know a lot of people are looking for Malice cards. Those are going to be pretty popular. Adding Nistra cards. That deck is going to be... Those cards are going to be expensive, right? Like, all of it?
I think backups pre-order was like 20 something.
You need 3 of that, right?
For
Yeah.
Ultra.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Oh.
Hair's pre-order was like $60,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which isn't the worst thing we've ever seen. It's not the $100, $115 or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
It's not one
Flawless
of those
dropped. It
sets.
was like $110.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, it's not bad. Dude, droplet is $10. Every droplet is $10. I don't know.
Yep.
Even like super rares.
Super
Yes.
rares are $10.
Every single copy.
Every
I
single
bought
copy.
supers at TT yesterday, and they were $10 a piece.
And so like every low rarity is $10, and then like everything else going up too. The QCR is like 60. The Ulti is like 100 now.
Talents was the same way before it got hit to 1.
Dude.
Every copy was like $8, $9.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I
Um,
don't know if they still are. They might still be like a couple
there's
bucks.
still a few bucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's and now
It's Rarity Collection 1, man. Like everything in Rarity Collection 1 is getting to the point where like
expensive.
people or don't have 15 droplets in their binder anymore, like I did at one time.
Mm-hmm.
People are starting to, you know.
Yep.
Wait, you said
those go-
super droplets are?
$10.
I gotta go through my bulk. I have like a whole like
There's
the
a lot.
1,000,
There are a lot,
1,300, the 1 row bulk
Yeah.
of Birdie Collection
Dude,
ones.
there's some weird stuff that's come out in the last year that's just expensive now. Like I sold a QCR Dark Hole yesterday. QCR Dark Holes are $80 now, and it's like, dude, that's expensive. Dude, a lot
is
of the stuff in the past year and a half is expensive.
This card was $20. It
How
is
much
now
is it now?
$40.
Yeah.
He doubled his money.
Yeah.
Well,
it's
I
great.
got them when they were still like after they went up, so
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
really double my money.
All the Perulias are expensive now, which is interesting to me. The Fool losses are going to go back up too. So,
Yeah.
They're going to slowly rise.
Yep.
Same thing with Perulia. It'll be the same thing.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying. Perulia is. Perulia, I think Ultras are $40 now.
People are making fun
Ultras
of you for
40?
getting
Yeah.
for them CRs.
Wait,
Yeah.
Logan. Wait, I sold my flawlesses. I mean, not flawlesses. Pearlias went
Yeah.
at the event.
That was
It went
that's
down.
not bad, though. You saw them for like $30 or something. Right? Yeah, that's
pretty
not
bad.
bro.
Yeah, but you got CRs. I'm sure
Yeah.
CRs are going up too.
Oh,
Yeah,
CRs are like $80.
Yeah.
I plussed.
Well, I think that's how much you paid for them. No,
No,
you
I paid like 60 each.
Yeah,
Which
Yeah.
is honestly a good deal.
Yeah, they're pretty too.
They're
This card's-
insane.
This card's nice. Yeah, very excited for the Alliance Insight. Excited for the YCS. I think a lot of people from where we are trying to go to the YCS. So Rhode Island. It's going to be. It's interesting. It's going to be the first YCS in a while that we're not getting like a new deck right before the YCS. We're getting support for the current meta right before the YCS. So like
Upgrades.
every event.
I'd say the Mitsurugi deck is a new deck.
Think so?
Yeah, it
was
plays
like-
it
goes
plays
from like an engine to a deck itself.
significantly different than
It plays differently, but it's like,
like you don't even have to put the Raizo cards in it anymore. Like you were never seeing pure Mitsurugi before the set though.
True. But it's like you were prepared to go into an event to see Mitsurugi cards. Like you got second place at Orlando. You know what I mean? Like you were prepared to see.
Yeah,
that
I
deck.
played one in Orlando. I didn't play. Wait, no, I didn't play. Did I play one? Yeah, I played one in Orlando and I played one at Vegas.
I played 2 Mitsurugi Raziel,
I think I played one at Vegas as well. I didn't
In
play
Orlando.
in Orlando.
and I lost to both of them.
Yeah,
What a top cut.
I did play one in Orlando as well. Yeah, it's that deck's good. Deck's so cool, man.
I shifted him. He just full comboed.
Yeah. That's the thing about that deck too. In the like previous format, it can play into Shifter. It just hurts their recursion.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they break their board, they probably lose.
Yeah.
No,
but they
they're-
can still set up their whole board.
No.
which
But
is-
we don't Malice going second into that board. You don't beat if you have 2 bodies and they're Raigeki you under shifter. You really don't have that many bodies
yeah.
because you can't infinite bestial because
You
there's
can't
only one shifter,
Bestial,
right?
you
Like
can't Splash Mage.
yep,
At the time, you couldn't Link Decoder.
yep.
I mean, if you have 2 bodies in Malice and you get Raigeki, that's pretty rough anyway. Yeah.
You lose the game. I
I'm
lost the
just
game.
saying. So a lot of people, like we were talking about in the last podcast, a lot of people are assuming Malice is like this tier 0 deck, and none of the decks are good enough towards it. I don't think that's the case. Same thing I said last, podcast. I still believe that. And I think this format or this tournament, Rhode Island, I think Malice will be the most played deck, but I think there's going to be a lot of diversity, especially when you get to Top Cut.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree. I'm excited for this event. There's going to be a lot. I mean, pure Mitsurugi, Razio Mitsurugi, maybe pure Razio popping back up with Star coming
I
into the
think that
format.
deck is a sleeper deck,
Yeah.
like going into this format, because I think the like obviously it lost some things from the ban list. Detonator to 1 hurts. You know, that gets Metaltrons. It sucks.
Bonfire.
Whatever. Bonfire, yeah. But the one thing I think it has going for it is a lot of the non-engine people are playing in their deck is pretty bad against it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially with Star, like Droll's not that great against it once they get Star. Because they don't have to resolve Duo Drive.
Nope.
Yep.
They can just still end on Detonator, Cross, Pass. And that's like...
Star makes that deck nutty.
I don't even think it's just Droll. I think like now that
Perulia
Shifter's
too?
gone, like
Yeah.
Perulia, everything.
Yeah.
Like so, like now they have what 1 Bonfire, 3 Tachyon. They go Tachyon into Ice, Ice Special Star, Star Set Cross, and they just still end on Cross Detonator, which is the same exact end board minus
Like
Dweller
one
and
material.
minus Duo Drive on field for attack modulation. But literally, they just end on the same board under Dweller. I mean, under Droll.
Yeah.
Which is the craziest thing.
Yeah, that deck will be seen for sure. Malice will be seen, and there's like a lot of different types of Malice too. Like Agnister will obviously be in like every Malice deck, but then we've seen Gash cards played. I think there'll be a lot of decks splashed with Cash cards this event.
Fiendsmith?
Fiendsmith will be in a lot of decks. I'm excited to see if people will be playing the Fiendsmith Mitsurugi deck, the Agadoic Mitsurugi deck.
I played against that
Isaiah played
yesterday.
against that yesterday. Yeah, there's a lot of different versions of every deck, so it'll be a pretty diverse format, even if it is like mainly 3 or 4 decks.
Yeah, like I said last podcast, I want to see the engine that people decide to put with Mitsurugi
Yeah.
to be able to help you through Droll.
Yeah.
I don't think that's been found yet because like the Fiendsmith cards, they have some issues like with tracked and all that. You know, if you open Fiend, you engraver it, kind of, you know.
I got the goo.
I need to see, someone needs to show me a way to beat Droll consistently.
Yeah.
If they can find that, that'll be the Mitsurugi deck to probably play, to be honest. If it's consistent enough and doesn't play enough bricks or too many bricks or whatever.
Yep.
This is a tech. I got a tech for that Droll, beating Droll part. And you might, I've said this a month before Orlando.
He was saying a month before Orlando to stack Crossout Designator on the top of your deck.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. No, it's called Salesman. I think that card is low key the new Crossout. If your deck can't play through a Droll, for example, like pure Manadian format, where you were like when you made Baron and 5th summon, all you had to do was just not get Droll. You literally FTK'd your opponent. It made God board like Dissipator, Baron, Omni-Negate. Like everything was your world, was your oyster. And if you have a Salesman, right? Think about it. You go first. You call Droll. You full combo. Going second, you call Detonator. You call something going second into the board that you don't play. It's insane. You have to negate it. Omni-Negate it.
Yeah.
How do you out it? Cross out, call Salesman? What?
Maybe.
No.
If that's the sauce, maybe he
It's
would
probably
play
more
it,
likely
bro.
than to have Solemn Judgment than Cross out for
Well, yeah,
Salesman.
judgment, sure, yeah. But other than that, I feel like that card honestly ain't that bad. It's better than Prohibition.
I mean, we saw I think some of the mouse players at Houston were sodding Salesman with Thrust.
yeah.
I don't think it's the worst.
Also, another tech I thought of was D-Fissure going first with Mitsurugi, because it doesn't matter if, you know, everything gets tributed, it triggers, right? So even if it's banished, it's like same thing under Shifter. If it's tributed, it triggers, so it will come back.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get Veilered, you can't get Drolled.
Yeah.
All these hand traps are dead. And I don't know, these techs, I feel like going first, especially in a Mitsurugi deck where you can end on an Omni-Negate.
Can't get Bestialed either.
Yeah, you can't get Bestial either.
Which is
you literally get Omni-Negate, Raigeki. Like, not a lot of boards under Fissure 2 is not breaking through that board. And Salesman, called Droll, sounds pretty nice.
Yeah, like the only deck that it's probably really bad against is obviously Malice. Like you wouldn't say that
That's
against
the
Malice.
arch nemesis.
Everything else, it seems pretty decent against, though. I when I was playing my True Draco deck recently, I was citing that for going first, and everything I put it in against, it was like an auto win if you drew it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
White
that card's
Forest, it's
insane
kind of
right now.
like it's not like crazy against because they want their spells to go to grave. They don't really care about their monsters if they go to grave. It's like
Right.
Yeah.
But
Like, imagine going second into a pure Ryzeal board.
like Blue Eyes, that would hurt them a lot.
Crazy.
It would have not.
Yeah, like crazy. Because like
Speaking of Blue Eyes,
ooh,
we played Blue Eyes or I played Blue Eyes at the 3v3 yesterday.
Go check
Me,
out
MINSU, Engage.
Go check out his deck profile on the channel.
I think that deck's actually so. Before, I was kind of like, "Oh, post alliance, that deck just sucks," right? But after playing it yesterday and thinking about the additions it gets, which is the Ancient Fairy Dragon that can let you attack, it attacks whites and defense. That's the most important thing.
yeah,
So it allows Spirit to be, I think it's 5,500 damage. I think it's 3,000 defense and then 2,500 direct.
Yeah.
That's 5,500 plus a Blue Eyes. That's a game. It's 8,000.
yeah,
Which is really easy to do. It's really easy to go Spirit with the trap, battle phase, attack, effect, summon. On summon, it draws a card, attack for 3k, bring back Blue Eyes, attack for 3k.
And isn't the new Ancient Fairy, doesn't it? It lets you attack with things in defense that mention Ancient Fairy?
I think so, yeah.
And so the Blue Eyes card, Spirit, mentions Ancient Fairy?
No, so Blue Eye Spirit has to summon in defense mode. That's why it's hard to. But
You summon the Ancient
Ancient
Fairy.
Fairy can attack in defense because it mentions Ancient Fairy.
Oh, it has to summon the card that it's summoning. And if it,
Yeah,
okay, that
that's
makes
why it's
sense.
important.
That makes
Yeah.
sense. That makes sense. Okay, yeah, that's really cool.
And you get a free draw, which is cool. And then the new trap card, the counter trap that we talked about last time,
Yep.
super good in Blue Eyes. We played like a few games, just because I think people will probably play Blue Eyes.
Yeah.
Still, and like that card's super good.
Card's insane. It's good in everything too. It's good in Blue Eyes. It's good in anything with Razio cards, and it's good in like anything that plays Kashtira cards, which is going to be a lot of things. I think.
Another reason why I think Blue Eyes gets better, I know I'm like hyping this deck up, it's because it's what I've been playing with, is that the Charmies suck so bad against that deck if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like literally, whatever I was playing in the 3v3 yesterday, people were like flawlessing me, Peruliating me, or whatever. I would open Ash Blossom and just say sure.
yeah.
Just let it resolve.
One draw.
And I would give them one draw in on Spirit, Drill Beam, Trap, go. Like, you know what I mean? Like you played Upstart Goblin. Like I don't care. I'm not Ash Blossoming that.
Yeah.
I feel like it's Sorcel but dragons.
Yeah, like literally, I would like
Sounds sick.
have Barrel on the field, and I would use it to like on field effect, and people would like have to pick it up and read it. And they'd be like, "Huh?"
Huh, what was that?
It's pretty cool.
Pretty cool. Yeah, those cards are really good.
Yeah.
Really good. Shout out 3 Drill Beam. I don't know. Excited about the format. Excited about the event.
What do we think of the Fiendsmith cards going into Alliance? Because I have an opinion about them that's probably unpopular, but I want to know what you guys think about it before I say.
I think they're obviously still a good extending engine. And I think that they can be good playing into boards. But I don't know how good they are playing into the insane boards that we're seeing. Like the new Malice or the Malice boards in general, turn 1 are really hard to play into. And so are the new Mitsurugi boards. So I don't know how effective they're going to be at playing into those boards with Fiendsmith cards. But as far as like making Caesar, like turn 1, like has been going on with Fiendsmith cards, I don't think that's very good anymore. I do think maybe it'll pick back up going into this event because I've seen a lot more Nib. We've been seeing, I know I've been playing Nib. I think pretty much everybody that I saw yesterday was playing Nib. Yeah, it's getting a lot more popular. So maybe going to this event, Caesar will be more popular than it is now. But I don't know. What do you think about it?
Opinion? Anyone else before I go? So, I have a pretty unpopular opinion about the Fiendsmith cards. I think, so you remember back whenever people were playing Adventure in every deck, right?
Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh, you have to play Adventure in every deck. Despia came out and people were like, oh, you have to play it in Despia. You have to play it in this. You have to play it in that or whatever. I think, especially even then, there was a lot of people who performed really well without it. And I actually think the Fiendsmith engine's pretty overhyped for the most part. Some decks I think it's really good. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I don't think that engine belongs in every deck. Like a lot of people try to like just jam it into it. I think there's a lot of cost playing the engine. I think you have to play bricks. Even when people are like try to argue, they're like, "Oh, normal summon Lacrima is not bad. I want a normal summon Lurry." Dude, if you want a normal summon Lurry, you'd be playing 3. Okay, you don't want a normal summon Lurry. Stop being full of yourself, right?
Yeah.
The cap.
You know what I mean?
Um,
Those cards are not that great to draw. You're adding more normal summons to your deck. Obviously, Engraver and Tract are very good cards.
Yeah.
Paradox is terrible to draw. You're taking up 5 to 6 extra deck spots.
yeah.
I think it's probably, obviously, I think that engine's very good, but I do think it's probably one of the most overhyped engines that we've had in a while. And I think it's not in the best spot going into Alliance Insight, mainly because of White Binder. Because I think a lot of the value you get from the Fiendsmith engine is you're grinding back and forth with your opponent, and they're hard to deal with, they're hard to interact with. But White Binder just kind of like cleans up your grind game, which I'm not like a big fan of. So that's my opinion of the Fiendsmith cards right now.
I think the best Fiendsmith deck is probably the Live Twin deck going into that format. Like I think that deck's insane. I haven't really played it a lot, but I feel like you were saying, like it's just like an adventure engine. I feel like that deck's gonna put it to the most use.
Link 1 Life Fiend sounds pretty
I mean,
good.
that deck's just a hand trap deck. But my issue with that deck is that decks like that, that are these hand trap decks, I want them to be able to play around hand traps, like Blue Eyes does really well. Like you play around hand traps, make your opponent's hand traps not that good because you're this low to the ground, grindy, whatever deck, like the cash decks or whatever. The problem with the Live Twin deck, if you normal summon one of the Live Twin names and affect something from deck, and they FUA you,
Oof.
what do?
Pass.
Do you make the Link one, give them a draw, dump a name, then go into Requiem, give them another draw, and pass for a trap card? Send? Do you overlay into the Gem Buster and pass on a monster negate?
Sounds pretty neg.
Like that sounds rough. I don't know. That's my biggest problem with that deck. And it doesn't get to play the best hand trap of the format, and that, my opinion, is Impulse. So and you don't get to play Purge. You don't get to play Purge or Impulse. I think Purge gets a little bit worse, but it's really good against Mitsurugi and Ryzel decks. Yeah. It's not the greatest against Malice decks, but it's fine. You know, you can stop backup, you can stop those cards, mining, all that stuff. So you can't play two of the best hand traps right now. Yeah, I don't know.
It's kind of the thing about playing Ryzel too right now. It's like you can't play either of those cards.
Yeah, but
right? No
Detonator or Trouble Sunny, you know?
I mean, true.
Like,
I don't know. I think the best case for Fiendsmith cards right now is playing through hand traps and through non-engine with your normal engine, and then being able to link into Moon, and even after they interact and burn you out of fuel, then being able to just make a Desiree pass or make something pass. I think like having that utility in your deck is like the best thing about that engine right now. So like I think maybe we'll start seeing a like playing one Engraver come back, or like playing like a very small engine come back, like we saw a while back in like the Labyrinth decks and stuff, where you'd play like an Engraver, a Lackerman Engraver.
I played against an opponent yesterday. That didn't play the trap card.
Yeah.
Which I think obviously the trap card's very good, but it is a brick. You do have to consider that in your deck building. And if you're mainly going for Desiree anyways, you're really not going for Caesar.
Yeah.
Is there really a point to play the trap card?
No.
Probably not. I don't know.
So I do like that, and I do think that will be good going in to the event, possibly. But you're probably right. You know, it is not a deck. It's not an engine that can go in everything. Like, for example, it has basically no synergy with the Mitsurugi deck. It's not a Link deck. They're not reptiles. There's no way that the engines bridge. It just makes the deck a little more sturdy, but there's no synergy there.
And it cuts off. If we're in context talking about pure Mitsurugi,
It cuts off Impulse.
Cuts off Impulse. If you're playing Ryzel, like, how are you fitting all that?
You're not. You're playing 50 cards at that point.
Like,
Yeah,
no.
But yeah, it definitely doesn't have synergy with a lot of the decks currently in the format.
In fact, the only deck that can really play the Fiendsmith card next format is Cash Hand Trap Fiendsmith deck, because I feel like Unicorn is still very hard to beat for a lot of the decks going in the next format, except for Mitsurugi. Ryzeals will have only one detonator. Malice, you rip out a White Binder, like you can't. All of a sudden, Red Ransom next format, honestly, and then all of a sudden now, you don't have access to cards that you have access with those cards, right? And then like later on, Unicorn, search Birth, and if you have Ash, do you want to get that extra deck card ripped out, or like do you want to give them the knowledge, or do you just scoop because of the Unicorn, right? Like if you have Imperm, sure, but at the same time, if you play a little bit heavier Cashier package, even Unicorn Fenrir in a Fua, like you get Fua and you just like pass on Unicorn Fenrir, honestly is pretty impressively enough. Malice has a hard time going into that board.
Fenrir is very hard for Malice out. If you don't draw, especially if you don't draw normal summon.
Exactly. And I mean, Ryzeal, you only have one detonator. Either you're getting Unicorn ripped or you're getting Fenrir ripped.
You have the aggregator negate the Unicorn. One thing I do think, I agree with you that Unicorn isn't that good against Mitsurugi, but Birth is really good against Mitsurugi.
Oh, that is so true. Yeah. Every card they activate is a spell card.
Yeah.
Going first anti-spell against Mitsurugi sounds like a nightmare.
You go Chainlink 1 Omni.
Yep.
You go Chainlink 2 Birth.
That sounds crazy.
Speaking of, I know you meant that figuratively, but you think we're going to see anti-spell popping back up this event?
I think it's
going to be a floodgate in people's side?
I think it's pretty good.
I think it's
first.
possible. I think that I think Malice is playing more spells than it has. Especially
100%.
people playing minings, they're playing those type of cards, you know.
Yeah.
Some people are still on allures and stuff. That stuff gets hit. And then obviously the Mitsurugi deck plays a million spell cards.
And even in the like Fiendsmith centered decks, I mean, you discard Engraver, search Tract, flip anti-spell. Like that neuters your turn quite a bit. Like probably more than people think.
Yeah.
There's a lot of power spells.
Blue Eyes, I mean,
Thrust package.
a lot of spell cards in this deck, you know.
Yeah.
Like White Forest.
White Forest.
Ironically, I think White Forest can play through it the best.
Yeah.
Because you can just send your spells, so you just don't care, you know.
I mean, maybe the Guud is for the White Forest to just do it. Send it to graveyard, reset it. You know?
Yeah, you can do that with Floodgates.
Yeah, you can do that with Floodgates with White Forest. You can just Foolish Burial Goods, you know, the goop, and then, you know, reset it, full combo, and then like 2 or 3 Book of Eclipse. Sounds pretty nice.
Or you can
to me.
do stuff like you can send a thrust early from your hand. If your opponent hand traps you, you can make the 8, add back the thrust, then activate the thrust.
Type shit.
There's some really cool stuff you can do with that deck.
That's some type shit. The White Forest deck is cool.
I like this deck a lot.
Yeah, I mean, Logan's been cooking people with it, and he's like, in testing, it's great. But Malice is also still.
I mean,
a
I'm
problem.
playing Malice. Let's be real.
Yeah, Malice is.
Well, like you got to have
crazy.
your side project, you know.
I've seen a lot.
You have your main course and then your side dish, you know.
I've seen a lot of people with problems bricking in the mouse deck bad.
I've seen just a lot of people breaking in every deck.
That's true.
I think it's just people want to be greedy, man.
No, I think people playing sign up mining. Okay, this is just my take, and my take can be wrong, but I think maxing out on normal summons, like now that we have like OCG in a prime format of Malice when it was tier 0 versus like Ryzeal, they were playing 3 Dormouse, 3 White Rabbit, 1 Chessie, and 3 Hare at that point, right? And then 3 adding Mister, backup adding Mister, and then 1 Wizard. That was a ratio. We don't have that luxury anymore after the ban list. We have 2 Dormouse, 2 White Rabbit, and we now get 3 Hare. Sure. But I don't think sign up mining is it's good. It's good in testing, but I don't think is as good as people think. Yeah, it can be backup. Yeah, it can be Malice name. But if I have 3 Hare in my deck, I'd want 3 Chessie in my deck as well. So like I would max out on normal summons because regardless of, like for example, like next format, hand trap format, back at it again. Everybody's gonna nib you. Everybody's gonna Veiler you, bell you, you know, impulse you, imperm you. I mean, you're gonna have to play through infinite amount of hand traps. And if you normal summon a hand trap that is valuable to your hand, going to Almirage, that's already 2 summons. You wasted a hand trap just to make that play, just to even lose to imperm or impulse on Splash Mage or whatever. I mean, you just put yourself in a grave. But if you normal summon a Chessie and you have a Hare, that's still full combo. So I feel like maxing out on Malice names and playing less of the searchers that cost you, if you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. And maybe we can play a different searcher. I mean, that's the goo. But, you know, if you play a different searcher as well, on top of maxing out Malice names, I feel like it's way better. Because if Imperm Impulse is popular, you're going into Lingaribo instead of, you know, Almirage. And it's only... I mean, I feel like it's just better.
Yeah, I think we'll see people who have the luxury to do so being able to make YuGiOh up top and then play under it
Under it, yep.
to like protect yourself from impulse.
Yep.
I think that's a really good line.
In testing, honestly, I thought about bumping up YuGiOh to 2 because it's that good. Especially,
More engaged plays.
no, I mean, it's not. What is it? Once per turn?
I believe so.
Is it once per turn?
I think it is. Turn to summon, but I'm assuming the negate is once per turn.
Oh yeah, I think the negate is once per turn. But honestly, going into board and just playing through the board, YuGiOh helps out so much. That
You don't need to play
impulse-
two YuGiOh.
I mean, yeah, obviously.
I'll give you the.
it's just that it's just that good. It's just that good.
He said, well, let's not do that.
No. I have a secret tag.
Oh,
Pretty nice.
wait, you told me about this before. I think. Link 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta keep some stuff secret. You know how it is.
Gotta win Rhode Island.
Touch it.
So I know Luke's excited for the Mitsurugi cards.
I am.
I know what Minsu's excited for, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Chessie.
Oh yeah.
You know?
A cat.
I was
What have you been doing?
I've been playing Mitsurugi since like Thursday.
So
So
that is one day, actually.
no,
2
2
days.
days.
2
But
days.
this deck's fun. I've also been watching you guys play with it on Discord and stuff. I did pick up a White Forest deck, so maybe we'll start playing with that. I didn't plan on going to Rhode Island until like last week, so now I got to figure out what I want to play and start grinding, I guess. But I think the new Mitsurugi cards are cool. I think that the guys being an E-Telly, staying in your hand is insane.
Yeah, it fixes the problem in a way that I didn't really think about before, which is cool.
Yeah,
I like when they come out with cards. It's like, I've never really thought about that before.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I always
I
think
knew the
of,
deck
like,
needed something, but that is not what I thought it needed as a good way to look at it. It's
Yeah.
literally a custom card. Like,
Yeah, it's literally a custom card. Once per
Well,
duel though.
If I had made the card, it would not be once per day. I don't know.
if I would have made the
Almost
If
a
it
card,
custom
wasn't once
card.
per duel, that sounds way too broken.
if I would have made the card, it would have been a quick effect, and it could summon rituals from the deck. And it would be
during
a
either
ritual
player's
summon.
turn, reveal this card.
Not once per turn emergency teleport, ritual
one
summon
reveal.
from ritual summon from the deck.
Yeah.
Quick effect during the main phase. Yeah, but I mean, card's insane. Card's
cool. The
insane.
Mitsurugi cards are cool.
I've been dabbling so much in White Forest, man. That deck has the most options out of any deck in the format.
Yeah.
I went and read every White Forest card, Azamina card, Sinful Spoils card, Diabel card. That's like almost.
He's
I think
still
it's like
reading.
almost 70 cards. No, I read it.
No. I actually, after a
lot of cards.
yesterday at the 3v3, we witnessed our teammate Gage get he misplayed, but slaughtered by Elijah Green. He was there, and he played this Snake Eye deck. I thought that was really cool. Well, where he played a small Exodia engine and the new Snake Eye Contact Fuse Fusion card, and he was zombie vampiring into a Snake Eye monster, and I was like, that's actually crazy. But like those decks, it could work.
You could put that engine in the White
lot
Forest
of the
deck.
deck, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you could do that exact thing in White Forest.
Yeah.
Like super easy.
It's actually so cool.
What do we think the problem with the White Forest deck is? Like the choke point.
Droll.
Choke point? Not really.
I feel like that deck plays through a lot.
Yeah.
I'd say the biggest thing for it, it's pretty hard to play.
Yeah.
But I'd say its choke point is figuring out the right list,
Yeah.
which is weird because like I think depending on like the way you build your deck, there's going to be a different choke point, right?
but
Like
you're
if
gonna-
you decide to go for
you were saying
Azamina, there's a different.
70 different cards to read, right?
Yeah,
Like,
just that's just engine. Not if you want to play Fiendsmith cards. If you want to play
Yeah.
Snake
Yeah,
Eyes
yeah.
cards. If you want to
you
play,
got at least 12
I mean, Snake
plus
Eye engine is
non-engine.
very small now. Like
It's bigger than it was 2 weeks
hey,
ago.
yeah,
Yeah, it was bigger.
two ash,
Yeah.
two poplar.
Two ash, two poplar. Sounds nice. Now
Speaking
that
of-
your second ash is not a brick anymore,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Speaking of that, do we
The
think
follow up's nicer.
this Fire King deck is real, or is it just dink?
What, Snake Eye Fire King?
'Cause I played against Fire King yesterday.
Snake Eye Fire King or Fire
It was
King?
just Fire King.
I think it's fun.
It's not real.
I think it's fun deck to play that can catch people off
Like, do we need
guard.
to worry about this deck?
No, not post allied.
No, we've
not post online.
we've played it so much. That deck has such a bad consistency problem.
Yeah, that deck, I think is kind of awful,
I
and it
got caught
loses
off
to
guard
Droll
so bad
worse
yesterday.
than Mitsurugi does.
Yeah, it does.
I did not expect to dumb my duo
Onyx
drive, made
effect?
duo drive.
Add
Well, the
Heavy
reason
Rush,
that
Joel.
deck is so good is because it plays around the Charmies really well.
Yeah,
That is
That's why
true.
that deck is
Charmies
good.
are dead against that deck.
Maybe
Maybe
it's
Meow's
okay.
draw 1. Maybe Perulia draw
Really
2.
is like 2, maybe
Yeah.
3.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Peruvia's
full
alright.
Wallace my opponent yesterday, and he just looked at me and was like, cool,
Pass.
kill you. I was like, oh, sick. He did activate a Solemn Judgment and Imperm Column, though.
That's tough.
Yeah. He said, Judgment, I said, yeah, you paid for nothing. Keep going.
That is what they would say tougher than a
$2 stake.
$2 steak.
Dude, my favorite thing that happened yesterday, I've said this like 5 times because I
It's
loved
just
it,
so funny,
is
bro.
I played against Clifton round 1, and I opened unplayable. So he went first. I nibbed him.
Oh,
It's like, all right, he was playing, what is it?
Memento.
Yeah.
And then I drew a starter. I think it was like an X maybe. I summoned the X. I played, and then he started. I don't even know what that deck does, dude. But he's like played on my turn a lot, like flunderies all over again, bro. It was crazy. And he hit like seven summons, and I nibbed him again
On your turn.
Yeah.
on my turn.
So what, he summoned like Guardian Chimera, Anguish, Mace, whatever.
He summoned a lot. It was a massive.
He
deal.
summoned, yeah. He like literally, it was insane.
It was like a 10K plus token.
Yeah. And so I nibbed him, and then I talents took his nib token and killed him with it.
No.
And
That's tough.
I had no playable cards.
That
And
is
I
that
killed
is
him.
tougher than $2 steak right there. That's crazy.
That is tougher than a $2 steak.
That was funny.
But no, yeah, yes, it was fun. Excited to play more of the format.
You know, one of our opponents, we sat down and Gage is beside me playing Malice. Minsu's to Gage to the right, Minsu to the left. Both of them play Malice. I'm me, obviously. The guy was talking in the middle, dude, and he's like, "Do you know what he's on?" He's like, "Of course, he's on Malice." And I was like, starting my turn off, I was like, normal summon barrel.
Oh, I was a barrel. I thought it's the same.
Run my Malice.
We were playing around, and I said, Zane, you know what your opponent's playing? And he goes, no. And my opponent goes, he's playing Fiendsmith Raziel.
That actually happened. Zane goes, I've only seen Fiendsmith cards. He's like, oh, he's playing Rise of Fiendsmith.
I was like, why did you do this?
What?
That's crazy.
Yeah, we had some wild interactions.
We
with
triple
our
lightning
opponents
stormed our opponents.
Dude, oh my gosh.
Zane draws, lightning storm, Luke draws,
No, it was
lightning storm.
it was okay. Me and Zane both beat our opponents at the same time, and our opponents were pretty upset because we were
Oh my
like,
gosh.
we outplayed them, but also like God handed them. Like it was crazy.
I heard
opened
Luke's
like,
opponent say he won of me 3 times, probably 5 times in that match.
dude, I opened like talents, cross out, 2 starters, cross, and droplet. I opened like it was insane. But I killed him. Zane killed his opponent, and then we both drew for turn. Compared hands, and we both had lightning storms. And we're like, hey. And then Zane drew for turn. It was a lightning storm. Lightning storm. And then I drew for turn. And just look at Zane, and it's a lightning storm, and we both started dying, dude. And I lightning stormed my opponent, and he was so upset. And then Isaiah also had a lightning storm.
I had a nib on the board, but I drew and was like, just looked at him, and I had a lightning storm in my hand too. It was like all
And-
top deck at the same time.
And then we didn't kill. Me and Zane didn't kill, and we both like on crackback also feather duster. It was so crazy, dude.
We were playing yesterday, and I was already finished. I was watching Minsu's game, and his opponent ended on nothing. He's on a brick. Minsu starts off his turn. He's like Allure. He draws 2, draws like Perulia, some hand trap. And he starts laughing. He just banishes Chessie, summons Chessie, goes Chessie effect, banishes like some name, draws 2 more, draws like a Perulia and another Allure, starts cackling. Summons his monster. Then he activates a lure and draws 2 more dead cards. The whole time his opponent's just like, he's like, dude, I'm so cooked. And Minsu's like, half his hand's unplayable. And he drew 6 cards.
And Logan yesterday was when he opened his hand game round 4 or round 5, he won in a swiftness. His hand was 4 hand traps and
My
What
hand
was it? Wishes. It was Wishes, Nib, Ash,
my hand-
Swallows, Imperm?
No, it was Fua, Ash, Purge, Nib, Wishes, Top Deck Load.
Top deck load. And then opponent's like, wow.
I felt so bad.
That was
I
crazy.
impermed Nib the dude the game before that.
Yeah.
He's
So I
like,
was just like God handed the dude twice.
yeah, that's crazy.
Nib was really good yesterday. For the first time in a while for me, I think.
Every time I activate, I won.
I don't know. See, the thing about that is, though, going into this next format, when one of the best decks gets effects when they're tributed, it's gonna be weird.
No, I don't think Nib is good in that format.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting because it's like I feel like against other decks it can be good, but then against Mitsurugi it's like
Yeah.
it just all they come back, they search.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Let them keep thinking that. That makes Nib even better.
I mean,
love
against
Nib. That card's nasty.
Malice is good, and Mitsurugi can play Nib, and it's honestly,
Mitsurugi plays in a Nib a lot,
yeah, they do.
especially going into a board.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
We play into Nib.
Yeah.
It's just like it doesn't completely blow us out.
Yeah.
You pair it with a little something, it might.
Something you pairing it with.
Impulse?
Ooh.
Nib then Impulse?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nib then Ash?
Yep.
Nib then Purge?
Visfield too.
Yeah.
Impulse just hit what, $90 today? Logan showed me this
Did.
morning. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, when we were at TT yesterday, Austin, somebody was buying Impulses and he's like, "Whoa, these things are $100."
No way, was he 100 yesterday?
According to TT, yeah.
That was crazy.
So, dude, it was crazy. It's crazy how expensive that card is,
I mean, it's only one printing.
and it makes sense. I mean, the card's insane.
Yeah. Solemn warning, man.
That guy that got mad at you for lightning storming and harping, that last round we sat next to him, his opponent had 3 back row and he impulsed him from his hand. He goes, "You can't do that. You got cards on the board." And he just hands him the card and he goes, "This card's fucking stupid. I've been losing to stupid shit all day." He starts screaming.
That's crazy.
That guy was wild.
All right, so I guess we'll know here in probably, I'm going to assume 2 hours that, YCS Mexico is happening right now when we're recording this.
Yeah.
It was like 1,400 people, I think. And for a,
It's a lot for Mexico.
Yeah, it's like
Really
1,432
It's a lot for
people.
Mexico, for
Pretty
sure.
big.
Mexico City is big though. That's like the biggest, probably the biggest South American place they've had it. Right?
Well, yeah,
Or, like,
there was a
Central.
Mexico, I think it was a
Central
Mexico
American.
City regional that had like 900 players.
Yeah.
Oh.
And like, they don't get a lot of events, which I think is ridiculous because they get such good numbers.
And I mean, it's a massive place.
Got to go to the back to the lab. We always talk about what sounds do Yu-Gi-Oh cards make whenever we get to this section.
It's Minsu's turn.
So far we've done
Wallows?
Wallows, Perulia, Bestials. What sound do you think TY-PHON makes?
What does TY-PHON make?
Oh.
I don't think you can do it again.
TY-PHON? Okay.
You gotta look at it again.
TY-PHON. I gotta look at it again. Envision it. Embody it. Make the noise that TY-PHON makes.
And that was better than the first one.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good. It was almost as good as the Mulcharming impression.
Dude, the Perulia was hilarious. The bubble blowing.
Who did that?
And then Tavion did like did Tavion do the meows?
Yeah, he meowed into the mic. Yeah, that's gonna be a current like a short is what it needs to be.
Every time my camera overheats, dude, we're gonna have a compilation of all them.
What were we talking about? What's gonna win Mexico City?
Oh, yeah.
Christian Arena, whatever he's playing.
What that?
I don't know what he's playing.
Well, figure it out.
Why Christian Urena? Why can't it be like
Are you saying he can only win in South America? Is that what you're accusing
No,
him of
Whoa.
right
That's
now?
not what I'm saying. He's
Why
just
not?
like Tavion said. He's in
He
his
said it,
domain.
not me.
why not Cam?
Not
Why not Pat?
Oh,
Why
Cam
not?
and Pat aren't in the top
None of
cut.
those people are in top cut.
Oh,
Yeah, the top cut's already
We
out.
talked about
You
this
can look.
morning, like
who's
what
in
our
top
pick
cut?
was to win. Mine was
Yassine's
Christian
in top cut.
Is he? Is he still in there?
With Crystron?
Yeah.
Dude, what if Crystron wins?
Nah,
I don't know if Yassine's still in. Is he?
stop it.
Yeah, he is.
Dude,
I I've just seen top 32. I haven't looked for updates since we've been doing
Go
this.
buy Infinities right now. Go buy Cyber Dragon Infinities right now. There's only like four
ACR
printings
Cyber
of,
Dragon
CCR
Infinities.
all
There's only
the-
like 4 printings of Novas.
CCR
Guys,
all
go
the-
buy it right now.
What? Huh?
QCR All-Star Infinity.
There's an Aldar?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
It
an
only comes
Altar
QCR.
Infinity.
I bought the
The
wrong
green,
one.
the green one. It looks
didn't know.
sick. I
You
think
can
I think
match
what,
it.
that all chart
Mistake.
is all only in
Oh wait, no,
QCR,
top
right?
16 pairings are already up.
Oh, okay. Who's up?
So we'll see.
Aditya?
Yassine's still in.
Okay.
Christian Urena's still in.
Okay. Christian Reda, touch it.
Joseph Chow
Okay.
still in. Enzo's still in.
Oh, Enzo.
None of these people are playing each other, by the way.
Country.
Oh, we love Enzo.
And there's a bunch of more South American players that I don't know.
Okay. Paulo?
No.
No. Oh.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay. I think Luke said Christian's gonna win.
Christian?
Dude, what if?
Okay. All right.
This is like the last event it could.
Wait, is
realistically
it's like
win,
question
best
mark
right
still
now.
in here?
Question
It's
mark?
like the best it has been right this minute.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is probably the only event it could win. Unless something happens.
No,
drastically happens.
I think Blue Eyes is winning this tournament.
I mean, that
Really?
would make sense.
Do we know what the decks are that are still left?
No, it's
They haven't posted them?
they do terrible coverage for these.
But I don't know, man.
It's hot take.
It's hard to tell.
It's hot take. I think Fiendsmith Castera
Nah.
wins this event.
You think so?
Okay, okay. I honestly think that deck, like, is insane. Why? Because it takes so little to do so much.
I think
Right?
they play Purge.
Yeah,
And
and they
they
can
play
play
Purge.
Purge.
Yeah.
I wish Zane had Purge in his deck.
Yeah, no. But like,
What was it?
if you think about it,
So was
Purge
Zane
can't
played
negate,
yesterday.
you know, Mulcharmy's
He played
butt.
that deck.
Still,
Deck's good, man.
that's good.
Fiendsmith
Deck's really good. And it doesn't get hit by Molcharmies that bad. I
No,
mean,
it's
it's
insane.
You can-
but you can play around it.
Yeah,
depending on which one you get hit with, you can play a different line to play around that one a little bit better.
yeah.
Like if you get hit with like Perley, you can play more into the Fiendsmith line.
Yeah.
Like summon a cash, then play Fiendsmith cards.
100%.
So Chris Strawn, Fiendsmith, Cash, Blue Eyes.
Probably Christian.
What if it's
We're just betting on Yassine.
what if it's white for us though?
I mean, it could be White Forest. I think that deck's crazy.
Yeah.
I wish we knew what the top decks were. They haven't posted them at all?
Well, that's
Look at
just
the
a
blog
cheat sheet.
post. Just search top 16 decks blog
They-
post.
No,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't
they,
think
just,
they
they
posted
haven't
them.
posted it. They just post names.
I don't know, man. It you never know with the Central and South American events. It's like there's some out of pocket stuff that wins those events.
I mean, it's
That is
like
true.
Europe where plants win. That's like,
Yeah. I guess maybe they think our stuff's out of pocket. Maybe they're like, how did Fiendsmith Rizio win 4 back-to-back events? Like,
What if it's
that
branded?
sucks here. I don't know, man.
I think the culture is different.
I mean, it is.
No, when I say that, I mean it. Like, I think the culture is different. I think, unpopular opinion, I don't think deck profiles and like spreadsheets and all these informational, like other
Scams.
pro player whatever.
Scams.
I think those are all scams. I think
Call them out. Who specifically?
I'm going to say Mermill.
By mother's maiden name.
oh my god,
Social security number.
Oh
Home
my
address.
god! No, I'm not gonna. I've never once in my life. I've never purchased spreadsheets. I've never done any of that. Only thing I've done is get shitted on, playing the deck that I like or the idea that I have, and see if it works. I mean, you can take it to locals. You can take it to DB. You can just private test. Like, I don't know why people don't do this as much. Is you can privately test with your friends on Discord through DB, Dueling Network, Nexus, whatever that is, EDO Pro, whatever it is. You can test with your friends. And if you have competent friends, and that's a skill too. If you're just a lone person out in locals, you got to do better. Like, you got to make friends like with them somehow, right? Like, if you make better friends, if you make good friends at locals and you start testing with them, and that friend groups eventually will get better. Right?
I mean, that's how we started.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's how everybody started. Everybody, every like famous people you see or like higher like social people on YuGiOh scene, like they didn't come from anywhere. Like, for example, I've heard it from Logan. Patrick Coleman was a Georgia local boy, and then he started a lot of trends that like now we know of, like spell grounds, buying spell grounds for Yu-Gi-Oh players and specific like sleeves and stuff like that. Like people just started and it just became a culture, right? So what is telling you guys know that you guys can't do the same thing? If you have the right friend group, you guys top an event, you guys can be the next Pac, Jesse Cotton, or whatever these, the higher, like,
You could be
more
the
respected
next
people.
Minsu Park.
Guys,
And
don't
if
be
you
mean.
want more of this inspirational speech, you can purchase it at goodgaming.com for $9.99
Buy our
CD.
spreadsheet.
We don't have spreadsheets.
But
We'll
I
never
will
give you
say
guys
though,
spreadsheets.
going back to the spreadsheet thing, I have seen 2 or 3 different spreadsheets from people,
Yeah.
and I will say, I'm gonna gas up the boy right now.
Yassine.
That Yassine spreadsheet was the only one that I felt like was worth the money he was charging for his Chris Shawn deck. I don't know about the other ones, like I have no information on those. But I will tell you that I know someone who purchased that spreadsheet. Well, he didn't purchase it, but he got the spreadsheet because he knew Yassine and he gave it to him, whatever. But he got the spreadsheet, and Yassine's actual deck list was in it. It wasn't like, hey, here's this BS Malice combo with Sigma in it or whatever it was.
right.
All those, which
I don't think people know.
come on, like
I saw the thumbnail, bro. Some people know.
No, I think I'm just gonna put it on blast. Like, I'm not gonna name anybody.
I'm not flaming anyone. I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
saying
No,
that like.
all I'm saying is like,
When have you ever seen math bet card? Well, I mean now because Circular's on man, but I'm saying when did you see those cards top
No.
YCS? It just didn't. That's just not real,
no,
man.
No. I would just put it on blast, not naming anybody's, but like all the spreadsheets that you guys see, do you think if they are genuine, like if they're genuine people and they're gonna give you all of their information going into an event, do you think people will, like, with their true intentions and pure heart, give you the exact deck list and the pure goo, as so people say, the sauce, the tech card? You think they're going to give you that before they go into an actual event where they want to win the event? No.
I think certain
Maybe.
coaching would.
Yeah.
But I think there's
like,
people who wouldn't as well.
people
Like,
who don't play that event
Well,
probably will give you the best advice.
listen to people's words and look at their actions, I guess, and be a judge for yourself. Like, you just heard us say, like, you just heard Logan say, like, we got to keep something for ourselves for the event. Like when you were talking about the card that you were playing for.
It's not a bad thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, but we say that before like every YCS. We talk about stuff on here, and we're like, we'll tell you guys about that after the YCS. Like,
Yeah.
we're playing this.
Shout out Institute.
And like sometimes we'll say, if you ask us like Friday before registration ends, like we'll tell you.
but we're
if
also
we
not
tell-
charging you.
No, but like if we tell you that we're playing something, you should feel confident that we're not lying to you, because like
Yeah.
we will tell you that we're not going to tell you what we're
like
playing.
I've literally been playing Y4. It's pretty.
Yeah.
All my friends are probably getting annoyed by, and then me and Levi were playtesting, and he's like, "Oh, if you break this board, I'm gonna start buying White Force cards," and he lost that game.
Yeah, dude.
So he was on TCG Player ordering the cards.
But
like,
it's like, but just look at people's words, look at their actions, and judge for yourself. I mean, I feel like people that will tell you, like, we're going to keep this for ourselves, and people that try to gas themselves up and kind of do the opposite of that.
I mean, it's the same thing. Like I've been telling everyone I've been playing Malice. I'm playing Malice. Like I'm not changing. You know what I mean? And it's funny that unfortunately that one podcast got uploaded a little bit after Houston. But like I told everyone before Houston, main deck Perilia.
Yeah.
3 out of the top 4 decks main Perilia. I said I think Malice is a good pick for the event. There was one more Rizal deck than there was Malice deck, and that was Fiendsmith and Pure combined.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, it's not like we're, like, lying to you. Like, I actually believe these things.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, sometimes your opinion changes on things, like when you get more into testing. There was, like,
sure.
yeah.
All the time.
Like, that happens every day,
All the time. No, yeah. I don't know. The culture thing is also just different. Like, and that goes into the what's going to win Mexico thing. the culture there is a lot different than it is here.
Yeah.
I think that's what started you on that kind of rant. Is
Yeah.
they don't. I don't think like Europe and other regions do the spreadsheet thing like
Nope.
like America's doing right now.
Nope.
Like the U.S. is doing right now. And I think that shows in decks that different regions play styles that different regions have.
So I think there's things that are good about spreadsheets, though. I will say this: if you don't have a lot of time to play at all,
Yeah.
it's a good way to get a lot of information really fast.
100%.
But I do think spreadsheets limit you because, like, we were coming home. Me and MINSU were driving home last night, and we got home at like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And we were talking about how, like, we're good with Malice because we know every single Malice effect.
Yeah.
Like, I use Chessie's effect where I beat over something to banish it. I use Red Ransom effect, attack, swap attack, and defense. I win games because of that.
Yeah.
Same thing with the protection with, you know, Dormouse, all of those things. And, like, I think that's important. A lot of people just don't read their cards, like,
Yeah.
about cursed right there. But I'm just saying,
It's
like, it's important, Isaiah.
I know it's me, bro.
It's very true, and it's a thing. I was thinking about this yesterday too. That we were talking about different formats on the way home yesterday at some point, and I was thinking about later how when I started like going back to those formats, how much better in the format I think I would be. Like if I like my first like competitive format was hat format and like that like Nats cycle, and I was like if I could go back to that point in time, how much better would I be playing in that format? And I think, and I was like reflecting on that, and I think a big thing that I did then was look at a deck list, like look at a deck profile online, go to the Card Guys channel or whatever, look at the deck list, copy it, absolutely no reasoning for anything in the deck. Look at like a combo, basically no other combo, no other like any line of play to do, and just copy that. And there was no expansion on that. There was no like deeper testing or deeper understanding. And I think that was a good start, but I think you have to have a good start. But then you also have to expand on it. And I think what he was saying is if you need a spreadsheet, learn initial combos, learn a base deck list. That's a good start.
So
A lot of times.
I'll give you guys a rundown of how I build decks. So the way I basically build my decks.
He has a wheel. He spins it.
Yeah, I
lands
spin
on
this wheel.
Lands on a card. He puts
When
in
it
his deck.
lands on an archetype or a card, I pick that deck, right? You know, I just got lucky, hit Malice. You know, I could have got, Super Quantums. You never know. No, I'm just kidding. But basically what I do is I take an idea and then I build the deck list from the idea. I don't take the deck list and then try to come up with an idea. So, like, whenever I'm building my White Forest deck, for example, people will be like, can I see your deck list for Alliance Insight? It's like, I don't really have one yet. You know what I mean? Like, I do, and they're like, oh, this is horrible. This is horrible. It's like, dude, like, I'm learning the cards.
Yeah.
I'm learning interactions. I don't care about. I can figure out a deck list for a tournament in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
If I'm practicing the format, right?
Yeah.
What I need to learn is the cards and how they interact with other cards in the format, and I think that's more important than anything else you can do. Like, yeah, you can learn your combos. You can be like, oh, my one card Dormouse combo, dude. When is that not getting hand trapped?
When are you not getting ever impermanent Dormouse?
Are you playing against a goldfish? Are you playing against
Impulse
Runic Stun every
Rat-
round? You know what I mean? Probably not. If your combo goes uninterrupted, you should win anyways, unless they have like a bunch of breakers, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, don't focus on the combos too much. Learn the cards and interactions, and then you can freestyle and make better plays with more than one card combos, right?
Yeah.
When you have the 2-card combos, the 3-card combos, they imperm nib you and you end on the full board through it.
Yep.
You hear people talk about that all the time. That's like the most important thing, I think, about solving a new format and solving a deck.
Yeah.
Sorry, I went on a little rant there, but
No, I think
I feel pretty passionate about that stuff.
I mean, a lot of people. I know back in the day, back in I guess Jeff Jones, Jeff's first like peak to his career, right? Like back in the mid 2010s or whatever.
Yeah.
I know that a lot of people were saying that he's so good at the game because he's probably the best deck builder in the game. Like he's just
He's played weird stuff.
yeah,
Man.
he played really out there like deck lists that people did not think about. His and that's what made him such a good player, I think, back in the day. Or that was the consensus amongst a lot of people. And that's just, and then there's some players like Clifton said on, I think the Dual Cyber podcast I was listening to that he was on, he said that he doesn't build decks. He hates building decks. He just lets the people that love building decks and are good at it build decks, and he's really good at piloting them.
Yeah.
And he does build decks, obviously. But I think that like there are different sorts of people. But deck building is really important. And if you are a good deck builder or you have someone that is a really good deck builder, that'll definitely elevate how you play the game. And you don't really get that from just buying a deck list. Or like you can look at, I think why we try to take so much extra time in like our team deck profiles, like while we explain things and like go into detail, is because we kind of get, you need the extra information to effectively play the deck. Effectively
Right.
build that deck.
There's also just like a mindset in playing different decks. Like, yes, a deck might be weaker than if you played, extra bricks or played defensive engine or played whatever engine and whatever, whatever you want to say. But if there's a game plan like that you may not know about if they don't talk about, like the reason I didn't play these cards is because they play into Fua. I think Fua and Perula is going to be really popular, so I want to play around those cards. I want to have the lowest of the ground game plan as possible. All people think about is the biggest and greatest thing you can do. They don't think about in a tournament, the greatest thing you can do isn't always the deck that wins the tournament.
Yeah.
Like if you look at last format, the deck that probably had the greatest and best combo was Mermail.
Yeah.
Their Mermail wasn't winning every tournament. You know what I mean?
Or any tournament.
It's about to win Mexico
They won
City.
one. Yeah, that's a really good point though. And especially here, and that goes back to like the decks we play too, because the deck that did the biggest and greatest thing like a year and a half ago was probably Plants, and it was winning every event in Europe, right?
Yeah.
But it won none here. It's a different.
Zero.
It's a different.
That is so crazy.
It's a different game here. But that inboard was crazy. That combo was crazy. It took like 10 minutes to do everything. It was
Yep.
pretty much unbeatable.
I hated it.
Yeah, it was awful. But the decks that could be more mid-rangey won the events here.
yeah.
Yeah. Unchained,
yeah.
Rescue Ace, those
Yeah.
type of decks.
Yeah.
I remember that format
Yeah.
when it was like last year Vegas. I played purely. I played against Steven Santoli like round 6 or 5, and he was also not playing meta because meta was Snake Eyes, pure Snake Eyes, or Snake Eye Fire King,
Yeah.
either or. He was playing voice, pure, and I was playing purely. And
Yeah.
at that time, I was main decking Droll, Bell, like all these cards, and I remember game 2, I told him, and he's like, game 2, he goes first, activates Saphira. I think I Ash, and then he activates pre-prep, and I Bell. He's like, "You play Bell?" And I was like, "Yeah." I mean,
It was Fire King format, right?
It was a Fire King Snake Eye.
Um,
The Flame Merge. I mean, a lot of people, trust me, a lot of people did not chain block their Flame Merge to play around Bell. So I had very fun time activating Bell when they activate Flame Merge effect, and they're like in shambles. But anyway, like yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
Like Steve Santoli, I know he always play these like off meta decks, right? He plays the decks that doesn't lose to the non-engine that beats the best deck.
That is his MO. If
Yeah.
you want to see what he played or like hear about it too, we did a podcast with him at that event.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
go back
Which
into
is
the Get
insane.
Good playlist and listen to his reasonings about why he played that deck. It was really cool.
And like one thing I think you got like people should take away from this, they're like they probably just listen to you right there and they're like, we're not going to watch a podcast back from Snake Eyes format. What's that have to do with Alliance Insight? You're becoming a student. You're
Yeah.
a student of the game
Exactly.
to get better, right? You're listening to someone, I would say Steven Santoli is probably better than the majority of people watching this podcast.
Very
right now.
reputable, very good
He's
player.
Very good.
And you
Insane
can take
technical
these
play.
concepts and these ideas and use them in different eras and formats.
Yeah.
I think that's why Malice was so good
Yeah.
last format, is because everyone was just hating on Ryzel so hard.
Yeah.
People were making Bystials, they were playing Metaltronus, that cards like that, like Book Eclipse, Ultimate Slayer. These type of cards are just so good against Ryzel, terrible against Malice. That's why I like Malice so much.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. If Malice starts getting popular, people main decking Lancias, Meows, whatever.
Yep.
Blue Eyes or Ryzel or Mitsurugi or whatever,
And that's what he talked about when we were talking to him more than like the current format at the time. It was like, I want to play. He was talking about his deck and playing around like the non-engine in the current meta, and playing into the meta as opposed to playing like, I guess, with the meta.
Yeah.
So yeah, check that out. We I don't know, like Logan said, you're a student. We're all students. So any information is usually beneficial, unless it's a spreadsheet, apparently.
Yeah.
I
I
hate
mean, like, you can
spreadsheets.
obviously learn things about spreadsheets. I'm just kind of shitting on people right now.
I know.
Like, obviously, there's people who put out good quality content. I'm not saying that there's not, and I'm
Yeah.
sure people will get mad when they hear this or whatever.
There are people out there who do produce good content and informative content that people can have access to for free.
I mean, even people who spend money, like, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with if you're putting effort into, like, making people better, getting paid for that. Like, I don't see a problem with coaching. Like, I'm helping you get better. I'm teaching you. I'm, like, your teacher,
Yeah.
you know? I don't see an issue with someone, like, making money off of that.
Yeah. Well, it's the thing too. It's like, my sister, when we were growing up, my parents paid for her to have piano lessons. Okay. What's
Same.
the difference? Yeah, I know, buddy.
That's crazy.
What's the difference between that and Yu-Gi-Oh lessons? Like, if that's what you're passionate about, that's what you want to be better at. Like, what's the difference, right?
Yeah.
No, it just people saying that this isn't that serious and you shouldn't like pay to get better at it. That's my response to that. And we don't sell lessons, so it's not like I'm hyping us up.
We
It's
might
just
start.
like, we could, but it's I see no problem with that. It's like, if this is what you're passionate about, if this is what you want to invest in, then by all means.
I think the only way I would probably do coaching, I would want it to be like a group session, kind of like the classrooms that I think Honey does. Those, I think those are a really good idea, because it makes it a lot lower cost,
Yeah.
and it like allows people to learn. You know,
Yeah.
being a lot lower cost is like, I think is like better, because I know there's a lot of people out there that I don't want, you know, a financial wall to prevent them from getting better at the game, because I think anyone should be able to like get better at the game. That's like the thing I love about Yu-Gi-Oh is like
Yeah.
that, like, I don't care if you're rich, poor, what color your skin is, where you come from in the world, it doesn't matter. If you're better at the game, you're going to win. So that's one thing I like about it.
That is very true.
But you can't be lazy. Like, if you're lazy, you'll never get anywhere. Like, if you're paying for these stuff and if you're trying to learn in a learner mindset, you cannot be lazy. When like, for example, if Logan or anybody here tells you, if you're gonna like read the cards, he literally means read the cards. If Alliance Insight comes out and the format's gonna be Mitsurugi, Ryzeal, Malice, and maybe White Forest, read the cards that you're going to play against. And so that way, when you're in an actual environment of playing IRL tournaments, you're not reading those cards. You know what they do. You're just making sure. And then you also don't play into time, right? Like, I mean, it's important. It all comes up. Like, so many times that you don't know what these deck does and you can't interrupt properly, and you read these cards and you kind of get into time, but you never played into time. So, like, you don't know what to do in time. So, like, just, if people tell you to read the cards or like play these cards to test it, that means like actually put in the work in testing it. Like, not just, oh, hey, this is the Guud, put this in your deck, you'll be fine. Like, no, like, just actually put in the work. You can't be lazy and be good at the game.
Another thing is, one thing I do every time a new set comes out, I read every single card in the set.
Mhm.
Every single card, every single set. Do I, memorize every single card in the set? Not all the time, obviously, because some of them are not being played. But even if I know, I think I know a card, like hair, people might be like, oh, I know what hair does, I'm not going to read it. No, read that card. You may not know that, when a monster points to it, it can't be targeted. You might not know that it can add cards back, whatever the text you don't know on the card, and you might learn something. I think that's important.
Summoning hair to potential zone that you're link summoning to, very important. If your opponent lightning storms you and you have a Dormouse access, putting it in between red ransom and white binder kind of sounds nice.
Mm-hmm. I know we're talking a lot about malice, but it can be used for anything.
Anything
right?
really, like
Yeah.
I don't know. I think stuff like that's important. I think a lot of people will get a lot better if they just read. You know, reading's power.
Yeah, I know a few people who probably can't.
wait.
I didn't mean him. But
He did.
He's coming at you right now.
I'm
No,
not
I
coming at you.
Please.
I meant, and you can quote me, Tyler Potter. That's
Yeah,
who I
it's
meant.
definitely
I
Tyler
don't
Potter.
think he can
Wait, he
even
can't read?
I don't think he can read.
He can't read or speak.
I'm pretty.
Nah, I don't
I
think he can.
don't think so.
Blood
That's crazy.
misfit, baby.
How does he exist?
Dolce.
I don't think he can.
No,
Stop it.
he plays
Stop
Madoche.
Medoche.
Madoche.
Take a Thomas.
Quick story. My first ever regional.
Big
My
Thomas.
opponent, last round of regional, I'm X2, and I could potentially get an invite. And my opponent, last round, played my Dolce, and he
I hope it was
read
Tyler.
my monk of the
Probably was.
monk of the 10E 3 times. Game 1, Game 2, and Game 3.
Definitely Tyler.
And I remember to this day, that card says Anon Link 10E monster. And
Doesn't
I
even have an effect.
and I didn't even know that I could burn him after time was called. So when he said, "What happens now?" Oh, we draw. I shook his hand and I drew. But
It was definitely Tyler. They went to Tom too.
we went into time.
I showed him
but
Greg Tyler, he said it
yeah,
wasn't.
after that, I realized, oh, I could continue to play in a main phase after time was called. Long
He
you
didn't
want
know
is a
what slow
card.
playing was.
I did not know what slow playing was.
Remember
Yeah.
when Jabin played against Noah Green at the ARG?
Oh my god.
And they go into Tom. They're both X1. He goes, "That's Tom." And Jabin says, "How does Tom work?"
That's crazy.
yeah.
That's how I was. I
That
was
was
very
so
innocent.
Jabin.
I was very innocent.
Jabin
Look at me now.
Wasn't innocent. He just didn't
Didn't
know.
He was playing 20 hand traps for 20 hand traps was a thing, bro.
But no, we'll probably wrap it up pretty soon. I guess before we go, our buddy just took over this brand. He owns this brand now. I told him that we would kind of give our thoughts about
What's the brand's name?
Yeah,
Smart
TCG.
TCG.
Oh.
Okay.
So you may know them from this deck box.
Ooh.
Those deck boxes are sick.
This is how I knew them, or from the field centers, the metal field centers with NFC chips on them. They're pretty cool. That's kind of what they're more known for. They're
Can I
doing
see?
playmats now. Yeah, I love the deck box. I am not I really like some TCG products, but I'm not like fully behind anything. But before our friend took over this brand, like I've been talking about this box because it's so thin. It's really sturdy. It's
That's what I was looking at. I like how
super
thin that is.
It's awesome, dude. I love it, and I've loved it forever. He gave me one to try out, and it's amazing. So check it out, Smart TCG. And
Very nice.
I told him I'm brutally honest, like about products, and he's like, "That's fine, man." So I'll throw it down to you, and if you guys just want to check it
I'll
out.
be brutally honest.
So I told him, so I'll hold it up and show you, and I'll post some pictures too. It's also reversible. It has a just blank design on the back. So
Nice throw.
it
It's
feels
thick.
It feels
I feel-
nice.
Feel it. It's thick.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan of thick mats, but I don't like thin mats.
It's not like thick. Though.
Thick?
It's not like super thick.
I think
no
a
two
play
C
mat.
sticks?
It's very hard to lay this out without like hitting the mic here. I'm also not very hand-eye coordinated, so don't make fun of me. It lays well. It feels well. Most important part, everyone. Card slide.
Ooh.
It's decent.
Yeah.
Decent.
And something to note too is
It doesn't-
that's been folded in the back of my car for 3 days, and it's not creased at all.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
It's super cool. Like it actually just doesn't crease at all.
I will say some of the more recent like Spellgrounds and Mandala Palm mats and whatever other type of Spellground mats you guys are talking about. One thing I don't like about them is when you move like this and then there's like a line
Yeah.
from your hand. I hate that. Like yours literally does
He
that.
literally
This one is
mentions
not
it. Yes,
like
he's
that.
like,
I
"There's a
hate that.
line every single time I move it. There's a line."
This one is not like that.
I like this.
Yeah.
I like how it's not stitched. I hate stitching. Like if it's
And
the
it's
end of
not
it's
frayed,
stitched.
which is also cool.
I like this.
Yeah. Yeah, I told him too. I was like, I didn't really like the like marbling texture when I first saw it. But it's like kind of grown on me. I do like the simple like skull and simple design. And he showed me like some others that they're doing, and like they seem cool. They seem like they look nice. But check them out. I like it, and if you guys don't like it, like you guys can look at it too, and like if there's something you don't like, I'm sure he would like appreciate us saying that. But I like it.
One thing I'd like, this is just a personal thing. There's nothing wrong with this. Some people like the whole skull thing, and then like you have some companies that have like horns on their playmats and stuff. That's not my style.
Yeah.
I don't like that stuff. I like a simple, like it's one thing I like about Speckled Grounds. It's like a simple, super simple design. I do like how simple this is, but the skull thing's not for me. I would like a, I don't really know, like some type of like clean design. I don't know.
Like a brand specific, like clean design. Like Spellground has like the brand specific, like little zones and middle piece and
like if it's too much, like I want it like border, maybe something through the middle. That'd be like as far as I go.
He did tell me the next one that they're doing, there's going to be like a middle kind of design like the Spellgrounds. And I don't think these are out on their website yet, but he also has rubber mats that, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but I'm going to anyway. Rubber mats that are cloth top. And they're really cool.
That's interesting.
Yeah, rubber mats with a cloth top.
Yeah, so they're just a normal rubber mat, but the top is like that fabric.
Huh.
And it has a design on it. They're really cool.
I like that idea, I think, because I think a lot of the time, single-player cloth mats, the issue with them is they slide.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest issues with that. So if it's a rubber back, it'll prevent it from sliding.
Yep.
I'm a V1 lover, so I like cotton back things because they're soft. But this is pretty soft too, so I don't mind it.
But yeah, anyway, go check them out, smarttcg.com. I helped him with some photos and stuff, and I told him we'd check it out and give our thoughts. So if you guys want to see it, go check it out. I shot a little video for it.
Let me see that deck box. Yeah, dude. I'll give my opinion on that. Probably not throw it. Okay, you threw it anyways. I didn't know what
That's how sturdy it is, baby.
Oh, it's just a Rizal deck. It's fine. Thank God it wasn't Malice. Do these come out?
Yeah.
Okay, they come out.
You can grab it.
Are they magnetic?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I was afraid.
Oh, I like this.
Yeah, it's really strong too.
Wait, can you take those two apart?
Yeah.
No, like,
it's a magnet.
Yeah.
The power of magnetic.
Yeah.
Now, how you put this back?
I think it's the other way.
Yeah, definitely the other way.
Yo, wait, I actually do like that.
So
this is cool.
Yeah, the way that the deck box I think is currently sold is it's that one and then it's another one, and you know how that one would be like I don't know, side by side.
Yeah.
The others are attached the other way.
Oh, like it's a cube.
As a cube.
Oh,
Yeah,
I like the side by side.
I do too. But I think the way it's sold currently is you buy it and you get one of each.
Can you?
Yeah, so it comes in like a
both?
bundle as one of each.
Can you do both?
So
I have the other one at home.
What
But
we
I'm saying,
need-
like, if you can universally.
Like you can't like the tops just like
No, but if you get two tops.
Yeah, oh yeah, they're like universally interchangeable or whatever.
So what we need is Guud Gaming logos on one of these.
Dude, you like it that much?
Shit.
I do like this deck box.
I do too.
Mainly because like, okay, this is the regional deck box. This thing is like,
Massive.
I mean, look at the difference. Like I could fit
Yeah.
literally more than two of these in
Yeah,
this.
two of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I like this a lot because of how thin it is.
Super. Yeah,
Dude, and
super.
honestly, like the
Is
sling,
there a dice tray though?
there's not.
Ah.
I don't know if they offer a dice tray. You guys can look on the website. I'm
Now,
not sure.
if they can figure out a way to maybe put a dice tray in the middle of it, keep it compact
Yeah.
like that,
That'd be dope.
that'd be a 10 out of 10
Yep.
right there.
10 out
Maybe
of
just
10.
like two dice in there or something, enough. Because like I hate putting dice like actually in the deck box because it gets under your cards or
There's
whatever.
not. You can't do that in this. Like, there's not really enough room. You could put like a couple of square dice on top potentially, but
Smaller
it's like,
ones?
yeah, there's really, because it's so small, only enough room for like literally your deck.
Like in my dice tray, I have all the goodies. I have like the Treeborn pin. I have the D dice. If you know, you know. From Vegas. I have Big Papi Yami with a trophy,
Oh, I have one of those too.
Tavion's
and of
trophy.
course I have Little Jesus. Can't leave home without him. So
on Easter nonetheless.
On
though.
Easter.
happy Easter.
Happy Easter, guys.
But yeah, anyway, go check it out. Go check the mat out. That is, I don't think when we're recording this that it has been released yet, but I think it's releasing this week.
I like the marble.
So it's brand new. You do like the marble.
I do like the marble.
So he likes the marble. I like the material a lot. And I like the skull. I like how clean it is. So go check it out. I am kind of weird about matte materials. So
I think the marble would look better if it was on a gray like the OG gray.
that would be sick.
Like this.
Yes.
Like the back.
Or like a little bit darker, like a little bit darker of a gray it's on that, and then like a blue, like a OG gray, but like in that design. That'd be cool.
Yeah. No, I agree. So, but no, check it out. I also think, obviously, the field centers are a little bit pricier than like normal field centers because they're NFC, like they are programmable to do stuff. Like, I think his takes you to our YouTube channel when you scan it.
That's
pretty
pretty
dope.
dope.
Yeah. But the other stuff is
check out
pretty
Go Gaming.
cheap compared to everything else. Like, I don't remember how much the playmat is, but it's like at least $10 to $15 less than like a Spellground.
Okay.
So like they're relatively cheap. So I'd recommend checking it out. Anyway, and if you see us at an event, I'll probably have some stuff you can check out too. So
Samples.
but
I give the box a 10 out of 10. Well, I'll give it a 9 out of 10 because it doesn't have a dice tray. The mat, I'll give
I'd give it like a 7.5.
7.5. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I think
Only because I don't care for the sandy color that much.
yeah.
Everything else I like about it. Like I said, the skull thing isn't my style though. But you know.
I do like the design
like it.
and I do like the fabric. So I think those are the two like important things, especially the fabric.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, the fabric is nice.
Yeah.
I will give it, like the fabric's like a good 8 out of 10.
But yeah, cool. Any thoughts, Isaiah?
No, I think these are cool. I wish these were a little cheaper so people would want to pick them up more often because people are picky about them. But I understand. I think the
Well-
NFC chip, is that what it is?
To be fair though, I think every one of them, but like one is sold out.
Yeah.
So
that's
it's
what I'm
like,
saying.
you know,
Like,
that, it's
People
like,
that want them are going to buy them.
yeah,
My
I think
issue
being-
with those is I like how quality they are, like how they
yeah,
feel.
they're really sick.
My issue with the chip thing, it's not that much different than just like a what is it called? The QR code.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It can do different things.
But like your
than a
QR code, you get a QR
Right,
code on
yeah.
something that's just one. I can change this 20 times a day.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I've been like racking my brain the last couple of days about like what that would be good for. Because like right now, mine takes you to our website. His takes you to our channel.
You also make a tree link or whatever and take you to everything.
Yeah. So it's like, but surely there is a better use for it. Because I know like some people use NFC chips for like payment and stuff like that. I know it is feasible to use it like at one of our tournaments. You could if everybody had one of those, they could scan in to register for the tournaments with those and like automatically
Yeah.
be put into the system with
Like,
pairings and stuff.
What they need to do is they need to put those on Konami ID cards
be sick.
or put it somehow have it with your phone or whatever. Like
That'll be
Apple Pay.
Or be able to link your Konami ID and like account
Apple
with the
Pay
card
or
or like
Google
whatever.
Pay.
Yeah.
Like with the field center.
Me and him talked
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
He said that's like his dream goal.
It
is
would
to
be cool, man.
do
And
that.
it's like, but my like personal use for it is, I don't have anything cool right now. So it's like, I don't know.
Like
but
me,
do-
I
it's
couldn't
really nice.
use
You
that.
could post like you
I
could make like a
could,
link
but-
to your deck
yeah.
list. Someone asks for your deck list, you tap it on your phone.
Here's
Yeah,
my
pretty
debt
cool.
profile
Yeah.
from 6 months ago. Enjoy. No, I'm just kidding.
But I do like it, and like even if you don't use the thing, they're the same price as like a Mandala Palm Field Centers, and I honestly like them better. I think that one is YuGiOh size too, which is cool.
Yeah.
But I like the paint's really nice. It's really durable, and I haven't seen flaws with ours. I've only like messed with mine and Isaiah's, but they're like very consistently good.
As you heard, that was metal.
Yeah,
That's pretty
they're
sweet.
heavy, bro. What do you think about that, MINSU? That one's Zeus, obviously.
Did
I
you feel
like
the
it.
mat?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, but anyway,
I like that it doesn't leave a streak, like you said.
mine leaves a
He's
streak
gonna be
through
at home like,
memory.
I hate this.
But but mine is like super soft.
He's like, I'm so
is.
mad that Logan brought this up. I hate it.
Yeah, this is nice. But I feel like the weight also is like pro and con. Like you don't the deck box is already kind of like our Yu-Gi-Oh book bag is already kind of heavy. So like
I mean, that's not gonna add like noticeable weight though. So it's like I don't know. Like my deck box has one in it.
oh really right
Yeah.
now?
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
know
right
that.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not know that.
So it's not bad.
Yeah, so the owner of Smart TCG, I want one of these deck boxes with a dice tray. On the front says Big Poppy Yami and has some goop frogs on it. If you can make that happen, I love you.
All right, you
I
heard it
love
here
you
first.
anyway, Kobe.
All right.
Purely for me.
Anyway, thank you guys for watching.
See you, Rhode Island.
Yeah, see you guys at Rhode Island. Check it out. Anything else before we go, boys? Anybody you want to specifically insult before we leave, like last time?
Atlanta YuGiOh, very fun place. Facebook, like a group. Yesterday there was a post. Somebody, maybe it's some store owner. I don't know. Maybe the post was deleted. I think somebody said that a certain spreadsheet seller was banned. So I don't know. I don't know who it is.
And
We were also talking about that.
we're not going to speculate on it, so
Nope.
because we don't want to get banned either.
Nope.
So see you
Nope.
guys later.
I don't really care.
I don't care. But
Happy
that was
Easter.
pretty cool.
Follow MINSU on socials.
Yeah, we'll
It's good to see you.
at
Good to
Rhode
have you on
Island.
the podcast finally.
Thank
At
you,
Big Papi Yami.
Thank
Don't
you
forget
for
to
having
follow
me
my
here,
Twitter.
guys.